The week started out with a continuation of being really sick. Not to mention, we moved into a new apartment, lost power for a really long time, went to a doctor, experienced a hurricane, lost more power for a really, really long time, and saved a bat from drowning. Welcome to week 5. We just got home from Mexico City around 5 p.m. We had to meet our new landlord the next morning at about 8 a.m. We thought about this unfortunate time crunch prior to going on our trip, so luckily we had 90% of our stuff packed before we left. The next morning, July 1st, we got up around 6 a.m. and started packing up whatever was left. We needed to decide how to get our 5 suitcases. Keep recording. We needed to decide how to get our 5 suitcases and our scooter over to the new place, while spending as little to no money as we could. Cut. After thinking about the 100 different ways to do this, we decided to ride over to the new place, get the key, head back, and deal with the rest of our stuff. The plan now was to call a cab so that we could get all our suitcases over there, and then one of us would ride behind the cab to the new spot. The cab took longer than they said they would, and we had just brought 5 suitcases down in 92-degree heat. We waited outside for about 20 minutes. I was so weak, and basically I was a ticking time bomb of the intestinal type. So I decided it was best for me to ride over to the new apartment and just wait. Jonas can fill up the cab and meet me there. In this section, I'll show you our new neighborhood and our new place. So here is the patio of our apartment. We live in the loft upstairs. We're 3 flights up. We're surrounded by greenery. It's absolutely beautiful here. These are the stairs that we go up and down 4 or 5 times a day. They feel like they go forever, especially after an hour-and-a-half Muay Thai class or when you're sick. They just keep going. Finally, made it down the stairs. Close our sweet little door, and this is the way we head outside. This is one of the walkways in our safe, secure little, what would you call it? Fort. Cool stuff.
Hey.
About 28 steps from our building is the Go Mart and the gas station. We get our water here, we get our very important gummy bears, and these teensy-weensy little chocolates. What are they made by? Famous German chocolate company. But we get our gas here, 26 steps. So out here you see a busy street. That's Avenida Tulum. That street goes all the way down, and it has all the shops, the touristy places. You could buy flip-flops, you could buy mezcal, you could buy cigars. There's a place called Sexy Pizza. Anything you want as a tourist, it's on this street. I did not count the amount of steps it took us to get from that Go Mart to our front door. Puddles are pretty normal here since it rains off and on all the time, but they're pretty much dried up by the end of the day. This is our neighbor who owns chickens and dogs. Building. Don't get hit. So this is our parking lot of the building. Here's where we park our little baby bike. Now we're gonna head to the pool. This place is so green, I'm constantly reminded that we live in the middle of a jungle. So, as I'm swimming, I see this fluttering little black thing right next to me. I thought it might be a bug and I started to panic and swim away until I noticed its darling, sweet little bat wings. We found the pool floaty thing and started to rescue it. Huge shout out to Jonas for saving it even though he can't stand bats. I was cheering him on and filming. Ah, look at those sweet little hands. Quick, because the chickens will escape. Look. Over this way, past everyone's bikes, we have a composting area called Jardín Luna. The chickens kept coming towards us. Aren't those things usually scared? Could they tell I eat chicken 6 out of 7 nights a week? They're so delicious.
Don't say that.
Here's the other side of the garden. Enjoy. So here's a tour of our apartment. It's pretty well lit. We get lots of sun. This is our living room. Very nicely decorated. We've got lots of space in our living room. Oh, if only I had brought my roller skates. Our kitchen is stacked. It's a great space to be gastronomically creative. We've got everything we need. The room is a great space, about the size of our room in San Diego. Unfortunately, there's really no closet space. This is it. So we have to be creative about how we store our clothing. The bathroom is great, but the water pressure is so low it can be a challenge. The gold is the washer and dryer machine. So, there you have it. That's our apartment. The first night at our new place was a Monday. That night, the entire town lost power. The power went out around 2 a.m. When we lose power, we lose everything. Electricity, obviously, which is the fridge, the toaster, the TV, Wi-Fi, etc. My cell phone service does not work in our new apartment, so I can't use my phone. But the worst part is the water is connected to power. That means no showering, no brushing your teeth, and no flushing the toilet. But I have parasites and kind of sort of need to use the bathroom. The following morning at around 9 a.m., we were hot, uncomfortable, and annoyed. So we rode to the local doctor to get me checked out. Let me just say, my doctor experience here in Tulum was the best doctor experience I have ever had. You walk in, you talk to the doctor about your issues. She told me the 3 possibilities that it could be and what she thinks. She took samples of what she needed. I paid. She said I'd hear back from her by the end of the day. She texted me on WhatsApp telling me my results about 6 p.m. So here's my bill from my doctor visit. The total bill for needing medical care was $143. Nothing else, the entire cost, simple. Sure, I needed to buy 3 prescriptions, but it was totally worth it. Most of my meals consisted of banana puree. Here's my partner's dinner. Here's mine. By 6 p.m., I got a WhatsApp text message of my lab results. Unfortunately, I was positive for amoebas. At this point, we know there's a Category 2 hurricane on its way directly to Tulum. Kind of excited because I love weather systems. I love when it storms. I grew up in a humid city that had an active hurricane season. I've gone through quite a few hurricanes in my life, including some that left a path of devastation. Since moving to New York City, Montreal, and California, hot and humid weather has not been around. So now we're getting a Category 2. I'm here for it. This was Jonah's first hurricane. He was a bit nervous. My biggest concern was for the power to go out and how long it will take to bring it back, especially due to the fact I was still battling my amoebas. All the news reports said that Beryl was going to land as a Category 1. We headed out the day before. The skies were pretty blue. Everybody was boarding up their businesses and protecting their glass, including the huge grocery store we go to all the time. So limes must be super important during a hurricane. I've never seen this many in one place. The gas station was completely packed. Not just this one, but every single gas station we drove by. And I knew they would be. So I made sure we filled up our scooter the day before this. Like I've said, I've done this before. This was about 6 a.m. The hurricane started around 2 a.m. We lost our power at almost 3 o'clock in the morning. The winds were pretty heavy, but I felt secure in our apartment. We were going stir crazy with this power outage. Once 9 a.m. came, we decided to go for a ride, check out the damage, and get some fresh air for a bit. We rode around the town and made our way to the beach in hopes that the power would be back on when we got back home. Naturally, we were welcomed by our building's greeter. I think his name is Mo. Since we got home and realized we still had no power, Jonas took one of our empty jugs and went downstairs to the pool to get some water so we could flush the toilet. It takes a lot of will to figure out something to do while you're hot, sticky, and tired. After going a bit stir-crazy, we remembered we have a couple movies downloaded on our phone from streaming apps. So we made the best of it. And then finally, after 14 hours, we heard that beautiful beep that signifies the air conditioning is powering on.